Oh, excuse me. You there? Yes, you. Could I speak with you for a moment? Excellent. Follow me, if you'd please. These Terran camouflage shrouds are not designed for comfort. It really chafes around the antennae. Oh, please do not panic. This is definitely not your first extraterrestrial rodeo. I will explain how I know that, and more, in due time. First, allow me to introduce myself. I am Beam Dabu. I'm from Proxima b, a planetoid you've almost certainly heard of, and I'm a student of Terran culture studies. Specifically, I am majoring in social concepts of high cognition Terran species. A fancier way of saying human emotion studies. I apologize if I worried you at all, but I needed to lead you somewhere secluded in order to reveal myself. If I blew my cover this early into my degree, the dean would not let me hear the end of it. Now, you may wish to know how I know what I do. Do you remember a few months, I believe is the correct term, a few months ago when you were abducted by a remarkably scatterbrained extraterrestrial? Yes, excellent. Well, that extraterrestrial, an astrobiological student by the name of Haldane, is a good companion of mine. Told me you had an intriguing insight into Earth. You know, living here and all. Am I saying that right? Earth? That's what you call this planet, correct? And you call yourself humans, not Terrans, correct? Right, thank you. I apologize again, my pronunciation is a bit rough. Culture study majors are unfortunately not allowed to utilize the luxury of universal translators. We are required to learn the native languages of our chosen civilization through immersion. Fun fact, Earth has more languages on one planet than any multi-planet developed civilization in the Galactic Council. Roughly 6,000 to 7,000 languages. Well, it's a fun fact for you. Not so much for me, because I have to learn all of them. I am most fluent in English, as you can hear, but parlo anche un po' di Italiano. Now then, I'm sure you would like to know why I'm here. Well, when Haldane told me about your meeting, I figured you would be the best candidate for my native interview project, because you already know about the whole extraterrestrial thing, and thus I do not have to explain who or what or why I am. So, if I may, can I ask you a few questions about you and your species? It won't take long, likely a few minutes at most. Oh, excellent. Follow me. I will interview you on my pod ship. A temperature-controlled environment would be better for discussion than this awful climate. This may be mildly inconvenient for you, but it's nearly painful for me. So come along then. Gorgeous ship, is it not? Does it look a bit cramped? Don't worry, it's bigger on the inside. Welcome to Expedition Delta. Ed, for short. Say hi, Ed. Well, technically, the pod ship does not have a name, just a serial number. But the whole naming inanimate objects thing, I picked that up from hanging around you lot. You know what? That might be a good point to start with, or end with. Come, take a seat. Ed, start a new sound recording using the microphones on the strategic platform. Oh, and reactivate the external camouflage. We do not want any interruptions. Thanks, Ed. Let's begin then. This is Beam Dabu interviewing a previously logged Terran subject C-file, new Omega 616 in Astrobiological Archives. All intergalactic contact protocols have been noted and are being complied with. Begin interview. Thank you for your cooperation, Terran. Or human. Now, the first topic of the interview. Pack bonding. Note for the transcription, the dominant Terran species refers to themselves as humans, and from this point, I will do the same. Now, human. I'm certain that you are aware of the reputation that your species has beyond your home planet. Other studies have noted aspects such as your high capacity for abstract thought, intense biological resistance to harm, and ability to heal injuries fatal to other species, and your highly effective practices of pursuit predation, resulting in humans becoming the dominant species on your planet. However, I would prefer to focus on your social and cultural points of interest, starting with pack bonding. I ask to focus on this because your species did not achieve domination as a lone species, correct? The word I believe you humans use is domestication. For example, Canis familiaris, the domesticated dog, a quadrupedal carnivorous species that your evolutionary predecessors co-evolved with. Originally domesticated for survival purposes, humans now mainly utilize members of this species for companionship and kinship, adopting them as fur babies. Other examples include Felis catus and Equus cabalis. What? Is fur baby not the scientific term? Oh, I see. Noted. Regardless, the main point is that humans are known for domesticating other species and adopting them into their family units, despite the obvious biological differences. Why is that, do you think? Oh, some interesting points I had not considered. You see, I ask because integrating other species into agriculture and business is not uncommon galactically, but in these cases, it's exclusively for practical purposes. Multi-species family units are quite unheard of. You humans are unique in that aspect. Very well, thank you for your input. I now more fully understand your viewpoint in terms of forming emotional bonds with beings of other species. However, one thing I still don't understand in the slightest is that your species has a tendency to pack bond with, well, put simply, anything. What do I mean? Well, as an example, empathizing and interacting with plant species, despite their biology not enabling the capacity for any complex or simple emotion. Technically, it's against the code of conduct to admit this, but the Council has been monitoring your planet and its inhabitants very closely. Interfacing with your primitive video recording technology was quite simple. This practice has been remarkably useful for recording the what, but not necessarily the why. Which is why you're here. So if I may, why do humans who are experienced in gardening, I believe you call it, pack bond with their plants? Why label these plants with names, despite the fact they don't have the social capacity to understand? Why speak to them when tending to them, despite not having organs to hear or create speech? Please, do tell. I see. So you say that humanizing these beings strengthens the one-sided emotional connection and increases motivation to properly care for these plants' needs. If that is so, why do humans also treat some inanimate objects as if the objects were conscious living beings? As if they had emotions or needs to tend to? I said before that I named this ship Ed, but that was purely for convenience, shortening the serial identification to a single syllable. But humans? Well, for instance, your species piloted a mechanical rover to your celestial neighbor, the nearby planet you call Mars. I'm sure you're familiar. Perfectly within reason. Exploring an uninhabited planet with potentially dangerous ecosystems and atmosphere, using something inorganic, is an extremely common practice. This is understandable. However, your exploration crew named it. They named it Opportunity, even gave it an affectionate nickname, Oppie. And when it was decommissioned, after it had fulfilled its purpose, we noted universal feelings of sadness across your internet. Why? Is it not just a mindless drone? A tool for scientific research? Yes, I understand. Clearly, these human practices are not entirely illogical. I apologize for my rampant curiosity. Ed? End recording. Oh, and also excellent work. I would be lost without you, Ed. Human? Thank you for this opportunity. I decided to pursue this major because I believed there was something to some of the confusing and irrational practices of humanity. Today, you have done nothing but prove me right. I do not believe Earth will be added to the Galactic Council in the near future, but I hope this will spark more interest into learning about your planet and your kind. Oh, by the way, I was technically supposed to get you to sign this legal document confirming that everything you said is truthful before we started. But after passively kidnapping you in public and inviting you onto an alien ship, it seemed rude. So, if you could just quickly sign here, then you can be on your way. Oh, and here. Here too. Last one, just there. Excellent, thank you. The ship entrance and exit bay is just behind you. I hope this will be the last of your extraterrestrial encounters for a while. You deserve a break. Farewell, human. Thank you again.